Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're tackling something pretty fundamental, I think. Is the skill of, well, writing code actually being replaced by just writing a clear email or something like it?
It's that feeling, right? That creative friction.
Mm-hmm.
You get this brilliant idea for an app. Maybe it's simple, maybe it's a whole business, but then you think about learning JavaScript or Python, dealing with all this setup, and it just stops you cold.
Yeah, that huge technical wall, that barrier that used to mean months, maybe years of learning. Our source material today suggests that barrier. It's mostly gone thanks to generative AI.
Exactly. And this big shift, people are starting to call it vibe coding. It's more about focusing on the feeling, the function you want, rather than getting lost in, confusing code syntax.
So our mission today is to really unpack how that works. We'll define vibe coding, look at the tools you need from simple chat interfaces right up to these powerful AI agents, and we'll break down the specific process, what the sources are calling the golden prompt.
Yeah, and we'll dive into the money side too. New models this opens up. And maybe most importantly, we'll hit those crucial reality checks, things you really need to know before you jump in.
Okay, let's unpack this idea then. Vibe coding. Before AI, building software felt, I don't know, like building a house all by yourself. You're mixing the cement, laying every single brick, checking the plumbing, and if you mess up one tiny detail, the whole thing could be shaky.
Totally. Vibe coding flips that role completely. You're not the one laying bricks anymore. You're the architect, the visionary. You still have control, absolutely, but you're builders. They're this super fast, hyper-efficient AI team working around the clock.
So you just tell the team, okay, I need a wall here, big window, facing west for the sunset. And the AI handles the framing, the materials, putting the glass in, all that detail. Your focus is just on the final vision.
And what's really fascinating is why this works now. It's not just slightly better code. The tech behind tools like ChatGPT, it's gotten incredibly good at understanding context. Exponentially better.
Yeah.
A few years back, AI could maybe write tiny bits of code, often buggy, isolated snippets.
Right, snippets that didn't know about anything else, yeah. No state.
Precisely. Now, these models can handle huge, complex instructions. Think like a whole floor plan, not just a door frame. And crucially, they remember context. They know what was built last week, how the new roof needs to connect. This means they manage complex dependencies, keep track of the app's state across lots of requests.
Ah, that deep context memory. That's the key then to speeding things up so much, from months down to days.
It really compresses the whole creation timescale dramatically.
Lets people try ideas that were just too expensive or time-consuming before.
Right. Lots more experimentation is possible now.
Okay, so if the AI is the builder doing the heavy lifting, what's the absolute first thing the architect, the human, has to nail down?
The vision. It has to be crystal clear before you even touch a tool.
Leaving from that vision, let's talk tools. For someone just starting out, just curious, the sources say, start simple.
Yeah, stick with the standard chat tools first, like your basic ChatGPT or Claude. They're great for, say, simple calculators or getting the code for a basic one-page website, even simple text games. You can copy the HTML and CSS they give you, open it straight in your browser. It feels kind of magical.
But there's a clear limit, right? That code is static. If you need users to log in, or you need to store data permanently, or connect to some financial API, these basic tools fall short.
Exactly. They can write the blueprint, but they can't run the factory, as you put it. For building real, dynamic products, apps that handle user data, you got to step up to AI agents.
AI agents, okay.
Which raises the question, what's the real difference? Well, agents don't just write code. They also run it. They execute commands, fix errors automatically, and handle the tricky stuff of putting it online.
So an agent isn't just spitting out text. It's like software using other software, a mini CEO for the build.
That's a good way to think about it, yeah. It has an execution environment. It can use APIs, manage secret keys, handle those complex configuration files. All the stuff that used to trip up beginners constantly. It abstracts away the infrastructure pain.
Which lowers the barrier to entry, but also raises the ceiling of what you can actually build.
Definitely. And we're seeing platforms emerge to help with this. Replit's a big one. Its agent feature handles tough things like setting up databases, environment stuff. Bolt.new, as mentioned, is great for web apps, runs right in the browser, super fast prototyping. And Lovable gets a shout out for making things look really modern and polished, aesthetically pleasing, without needing design skills.
What's the biggest sort of inherent difficulty when you move from just chatting with an AI to using one of these more sophisticated agents?
Agents handle complex operational tasks, like actually running and debugging code in real time.
Okay, let's get into the core process. The sources lay it out in stages. Phase 1. The blueprint. They're really strict about this. Before you write a single prompt, spend 10 minutes just writing down exactly what the app should do.
Yeah, because most people fail by being vague. They just type, make a water app.
Mm.
That's like a guaranteed way to get prompt drift where the AI just wanders off. You need absolute clarity. Take their hydro habits tracker example. Define the audience. Desk workers forgetting water. The one core function. Clicking a button to add water intake. Nice to haves, like sharing with friends. Clearly mark those for later.
Right. Nail the core first. Then, once that blueprint's solid, you write the instruction, the golden prompt.
And there's a formula they suggest: role, goal, features, and rules. It forces clarity. For hydro habits, the role isn't just developer. It's expert web developer, specialized in mobile-first high-conversion apps. Super specific. The goal: build a water intake tracker, 3-liter daily target. No ambiguity.
And the features get really specific, too, almost visual. Simple login, circular progress bar, quick add buttons for 250 milliliter, 500 milliliters, 1L, a streak counter, and that satisfying confetti animation when you hit the goal. Details matter.
And rules and style are just as vital. Use light blues white, keep it clean, minimal, make sure it works perfectly on a phone. Stop the AI guessing.
I have to admit, I still wrestle with prompt drift myself sometimes. You start clear, but after a few changes, the AI totally forgets the original point and starts building, well, something else entirely. This level of detail up front feels absolutely necessary now.
It really is. It's like the contract with the AI.
Yeah.
And it'll build that first version fast. Sources say it's usually about 80% right. Maybe the buttons are too small, colors slightly off, that kind of thing.
Which leads straight into phase 3. Iteration. This is the vibe part, right? You
Yeah.
talk to the agent like a human assistant molding it. You say, hey, those buttons too small, make them 50% bigger. Or that blue's too harsh, try a softer sky blue.
Exactly. It's a conversation.
Yeah.
You keep going back and forth, refining details, shaping the app until you're happy.
But isn't that last 20%, isn't that where the real complexity lies? If I still need a human to fix tricky bugs or device issues, have we really removed the barrier or just shifted it?
That's a critical point. The barrier's been massively lowered from 100% build down to maybe the final 20% polish. The sources are clear. AI gets you 0 to 80% in minutes. That's the revolution. But yeah, the human architect still needs to guide that last mile, refine it.
And when it is ready, going live seems almost anticlimactic. These modern tools, Replit, Bolt, they just have a deploy button.
Pretty much. Click it, wait a bit while the agent sorts out server stuff, and boom, you get a real URL to share.
A live product, just like that.
Just like that.
Okay, but how often does the AI just completely whiff it on the first try? Like, totally miss the mark, forcing you to start over?
It's usually about 80% right. That last 20% needs that targeted human refinement.
Yeah.
Sponsor reads.
Okay, so because you can build things, maybe 10 times faster, prototype quickly, you get more shots on goal, right? More chances to succeed. And this changes the financial models available.
Absolutely. The big one this speed enables is the microsauce model. SaaS being software as a service. A microsauce is just a small, really niche app. Solves one tiny problem for a very specific group.
Like a special invoice generator just for freelance writers, or that meeting note cleaner turning messy text into a PDF.
Exactly. Things like that. And you might only charge $5, maybe $10 a month. You don't need a million users. If you find just 100 people paying $5 a month, that's $500 monthly recurring revenue for something you potentially built in a weekend.
Whoa. Okay, imagine scaling a really solid microsauce built that fast to hundreds, maybe thousands of users. That whole rapid iteration and growth potential, that feels fundamentally new. Very exciting.
Yeah, it is. The sources point to a couple of other paths, too. One is freelancing. You take someone else's idea, or business owners maybe, run it through your agent tools. You charge a premium for that result. Basically, you're selling your prompting skill.
And the third one, which I think gets overlooked, is just saving money or time at your existing job. Building small internal tools. Automating some repetitive task like that PDF cleaner example. Maybe it saves your team 2 hours a week. That's real value back to the company, even if you never sell the tool itself.
Definitely. Building those internal efficiencies, often the quickest way to show immediate value with these tools in a workplace.
Okay, this all sounds amazing, like pure gold, really, a tech dream. But every revolution has its fine print, doesn't it? The caution tape.
Yeah.
Before anyone rushes off to build their microsauce empire, we need those reality checks from the sources.
Right. Reality check number 1. The last 10% is hard. We touched on this. AI gets you, say, 90% there super fast. But that last 10%, specific bugs making it work on all devices, weird edge cases, That takes human patience, sometimes serious debugging.
Yeah, you might spend an hour chasing one line of code the AI wrote, even if the 999 lines before it were perfect. Sometimes you just have to delete the last change and explain the problem differently to the agent, right? To kind of unstick it.
Exactly. Reality check 2. Security. This is huge. It's explicitly your responsibility. The AI wants to help you to complete the task. It's not automatically building like Fort Knox for your logins.
So if you're handling sensitive stuff, credit cards, personal info, you have to be incredibly careful. For payments, the advice is clear. Use trusted external tools, Stripe, Lemon Squeezy, things like that. Don't try to build your own payment system from scratch with AI. Just don't. Way too risky.
Way too risky. And reality check 3. Cost. Building complex stuff, especially with powerful agents using lots of computation that uses credits or tokens. It costs money. Learning in simple prototypes, usually cheap or even free to start. But if your app gets high traffic or it's really complex, your bill will go up. Always check the pricing pages first.
When should someone who's stuck in that iteration phase, going back and forth, just give up on that thread and start fresh with a new golden prompt?
If the AI sees you stuck in a loop on one specific bug, like the same error keeps popping up no matter how you explain the fix, maybe step back. Try explaining the fix differently or simplify the goal for that step.
Yeah.
That often breaks this cycle.
So, stepping back, what does this all mean? Big picture. It feels like we're in a really special moment in time. That massive wall between just having an idea and actually holding it, using it, it's almost gone.
It really has. You don't need permission anymore. In the same way, you don't necessarily need that computer science degree to start building real things, even things that make money. That's incredibly democratizing.
The core skill seems to have shifted entirely. From execution, the sheer labor of typing code,
Yeah.
to clarity. The ability to think clearly and write a precise, thoughtful prompt. That's the valuable skill now.
Yeah. The new currency is just curiosity and a willingness to try things out, to stop seeing software as this arcane, complex thing and start thinking of it more like molding clay, but with language.
My best advice, echoing the sources. Stop just reading about it. Go build something silly today, seriously. Build a button that makes a funny noise. Build a page that just shows random cat photos. Just start vibing with the tools to see what happens.
And think about this. If you can get functional software from just a text description, what really complex, maybe multidisciplinary problem, something totally out of reach a year ago, is now solvable by the average curious person.
That is a challenging thought, and a wonderful place to leave it.